Okay, do you remember your childhood? If you didn't do a lot of hard substances in your teens, I'm going to assume it's a yes. It was a simpler time with juice boxes and picking your nose and questionable fashion choices. And stories written by people that, let's be completely honest, you probably couldn't trust to sit the right way on a toilet seat. And yet they sold millions of books to impressionable children. Today we are talking about the horrifying reality that your favorite children's author was more than likely a monster.
The past is sacred. I found more than I expected.
You lose! Good day, sir!
So, just so we're aware, nothing is sacred, okay? Roald Dahl was one of my favorite authors as a kid. He gave us magical chocolate factories and giant peaches, and if you've seen those weird shorts that Wes Anderson directed on Netflix, you'll know that some of his stuff was a little bit messed up as well. The only thing bigger than his imagination was his raging anti-Semitism. The man who gave us the BFG also believed in big, friendly, fascist vibes. He has been quoted saying things about Jewish people that would make your racist uncle blush at Christmas dinner. In 1983, in the New Statesman magazine, he announced that
the Austrian painter
apparently had his reasons for exterminating 6 million men, women, and children. Quote, there is a trait in the Jewish character that promotes animosity. This is 1983, by the way. The Second World War had ended like almost 40 years before this. I mean, there's always a reason why anti-anything crops up anywhere, even a stinker like
the Austrian painter
didn't just pick on them for no reason. Roald, buddy, I mean, holy shit. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention how badly this man treated his first wife. She had a series of strokes while pregnant with their 5th child, and instead of, doing the husband thing and supporting her and being there for her during her recovery, he decided to cheat on her several times, as well as emotionally abuse her and completely ignore her, because clearly the shit was all about Roald. I understand there's a whole separating the art from the artist thing, but that's still kind of fucked up. Does it make Charlie and the Chocolate Factory less magical? No. Does it make him a giant sack of shit? Yes, it absolutely does.
I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident.
This is going to make a lot of people upset. Dr. Theodore Seuss Geisel, yes, that's how you pronounce it, but for the rest of the story, I'm going to say Dr. Seuss, was the rhyming wizard who gave us multiple books that we all read throughout our childhood years. He taught us that it was good to eat green eggs and ham, that there were foxes that wore socks.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That there was a cat in the hat that'd mess up your entire house and then fix it just before mum gets home. And through the device of the Lorax taught us that environmentalism is cool, but only when it rhymes. Plot twist though, before he started making magical creatures and speaking to a generation of youth, he was making racist propaganda cartoons. Oh, the places you'll go. Yeah, apparently like internment camps, like it's really bad. He published cartoons during World War II that were anti-Japanese, anti-black, anti-pretty much anyone who isn't a white guy with a bow tie. But yeah, sure, let's keep quoting the Lorax like he's Mother Teresa with a box of crayons. Mother Teresa was a shit person too. Maybe I should make a video about that. Leave a comment. If you just leave a comment. It's good for the algorithm. He also drew porn, kind of, like most straight guys. Dr. Seuss enjoyed a bit of naked ladies. A little bit of naked ladies. But in 1939, you couldn't exactly just lock the door, load up the hub, and have at it. So being the talented man that he was, he decided to draw it instead. The 7 Lady Godivas was a book written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss, where 7 naked women are working together to transport a donkey somewhere. I actually can't show you some of the slides because of how, borderline they are, but clear bestiality themes drawn in his signature style, so gross. I also had a joke here. There's a cocket in my pocket. Come on, man.
Eat me. All right. But goodness knows what this will do.
Lewis Carroll was a man who made us question reality, logic, and how many mushrooms was too many mushrooms. From personal experience, it's about 8. But behind all the whimsical nonsense was a guy who really liked to take photos of little girls and write just totally inappropriate letters to them. Unfortunately, dude was the original YouTuber with over 1 million views, just DMing minors left, right, and center. It's just not great. He claimed it was artistic because apparently even Victorian era creeps had PR teams, which is wild. And his friendship with the real life Alice that he based Alice in Wonderland on was a grown man writing love letters to a child. I feel a bit sick. Like most flamboyant writers of his time, a lot of historians believe this could be chalked up to asexual or even closet homosexual behavior, but, just mitigating that with being a perv is kind of fucked up, man. There's a few of you watching this right right now being like,
oh man, I mean, that's unsubstantiated. How does this guy even know? He probably got his information from Google.
everybody gets their information from Google, for a start. But I bet you $5 your girlfriend in her late 20s has some sort of Alice in Wonderland themed tattoo, right? I know it. Little Cheshire cat tattoo, little white rabbit, A blue bow, perhaps, on the back of her legs. I know you've seen those ones. Maybe we're all mad down here written on her arm, or something incredibly cringe like that.
Just leave a clue and leave the rest to the famous five.
Now we're moving on to one of my mum's favourite authors from when she was a child. Sorry, mum. Enid Blightton was a British author who made childhood adventures sound like a jolly good time, unless you weren't white, or British, or part of her very narrow definition of, quote, an acceptable human. Actual quote, by the way. Her books were packed with enough casual racism and xenophobia, it made Victorian-era tea parties look diverse. In Blyton's The Little Black Doll, the story sees the doll of the title, Sambo, ostracized for his ugly black face, and his face is only accepted when it is washed clean by the rain. It's not getting any better. What's up? It's editing BB Malloy here. I didn't actually realize until researching this a little bit further that Enid Blyton actually created Noddy as well, which is huge, like all over the Commonwealth. I don't know if it was a big thing in the States, but it would have been fine had it just been Noddy that she'd created. But she also wrote a book called The Three Gollywogs. Immediately cancelled out any hope I had for this woman. Anyway, back to the video. Her characters were either upper-class blonde kids solving crimes with their dog, or evil foreigners with suspicious moustaches. There was no in-between. She also hated virtually everyone who questioned her writing. The only thing she wrote more than books, and there's a lot of Famous Five books. There is a lot of Famous Five books. The one thing she wrote more than Famous Five books was letters to her critics telling them how awful they were. Dear Mr. Critic, get fucked. Dear Mr. Critic, you.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
I saved the worst one till last. Okay, JM Barrie. So I was going to make a full video on JM Barrie and I recorded it. It took me about 45 minutes to record all of the raw footage, and then I put it into my editor and it was so sad that I deleted the footage. So JM Barrie was the mastermind behind Peter Pan, the boy who never grew up, which is fitting because unfortunately for JM Barrie, he never grew past that creepy uncle stage. What? He became obsessed with the children of his neighbor. They are referred to colloquially as the Llewellyn Davies brothers. But this dude went out of his way to insert himself into their family and develop just a creepy relationship with these boys. Their father died first, and this is the 1800s. Parents dying was apparently just a regular thing. And he slowly maneuvered his way into the family, and then when their mother died, he forged her signature and changed her will so the boys were left in his guardianship after she passed away. This video has all the uncomfortable energy of like a Victorian era To Catch a Predator episode with Chris Hansen. Ah yes, Cheslington, Duke of Wessex, please come in. Take a seat over there. Just have a seat. Have a seat. We just want to talk. Have a seat. Have a seat. Unfortunately, the youngest boy, Peter, who Peter Pan was based on, took his own life after JM Barrie passed away. There was like a weird Stockholm syndrome-y thing that happened, which was just, you know, by itself a crazy amount of weirdness. He also wrote deeply affectionate letters to one of the boys, Michael, and also wrote about laying down with one of them in a book that he wrote before Peter Pan. Second star to the right and straight, go fuck yourself, JM Barrie. That is just it's just weird. So what have we learned today? Apparently some of the people who helped to shape your childhood were just terrible, terrible human beings. Sometimes even more villainous than the villains that they wrote in their own stories. But hey, just because your favorite childhood author was problematic does not mean their books cannot be magical. Separating art from the artist, like I mentioned right at the start of this video, is one of the hardest things to do, especially if you start researching your heroes. John Lennon was a huge piece of shit. Like in a big way. Google it, it's real bad. Humans alone are messy and hypocritical, and then you make them an artist and they turn into just a dumpster fire of a human being. Sometimes. It's always sometimes. New videos every fortnight. Head over to bbmalloy.com to support the channel. I am not sure which video comes next. I've just learned I have quite a young audience, so maybe the Hooters video won't be a go, but we'll see what happens. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Peace and have a good day.
The past is sacred. I found more than I expected.